The 2022 season has come to an end. We have a 3-month break to wait for the 2023 season to begin. Whatever shall we do through this long, dark, cold winter? Wait a second, I'm in South Africa where we are enjoying a lovely, warm, sunny summer. By the way, did I mention we have a Formula 1 racetrack? Yeah, we do.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Anyway, how much money did the grid make in 2022? The answer? I don't freaking know. These guys earn their money from their salaries, endorsements, side projects, bonuses, and a whole bunch of other crazy methods. I'm looking at you, Bottas. Their bonuses can sometimes go up to match their entire salaries due to performance clauses they have in their contracts. And their salaries aren't subject to the cost cap introduced in 2021 either. That said, their salaries don't always go up. There have been numerous cases where salaries have gone down over the years, which I'll cover later in this video. I'm going to focus purely on the drivers' salaries that have been publicly disclosed from lowest to highest. Number 20. We begin with our lowest paid driver, Yuki Tsunoda, who is a Japanese driver that completed his second year in Formula 1 while racing with the AlphaTauri Honda team. He placed 17th in the driver's standings with 12 points, and he has reportedly earned $750,000 this year. Number 19. Moving on to the Swiss-born German driver, Mick Schumacher, who, if you don't obviously know already, is the son of the legendary Michael Schumacher. He has just completed his second year at Haas, where the team decided not to continue his contract. He placed 16th in the driver's standings, also tied with Yuki at 12 points. Mick reportedly earned $1 million this year. Number 18. Next up, we have our only rookie of the year, Zhou Guanyu. This is China's first full-time F1 driver, who currently drives for and will continue to drive with Alfa Romeo next year. He reportedly also earned $1 million this year. He finished 18th in the driver's standings with 6 points. Number 17. On to the GOAT, Nicholas Latifi. He just completed his third year in Formula 1 and won't be returning next year as his contract was not renewed. The Iranian-Canadian driver finished 20th in the driver standings while driving for Williams Racing and reportedly also earned $1 million. Number 16. Latifi's teammate at Williams Racing, Alex Albon. He's had a wild ride in F1 over the last 3 years, having driven for AlphaTauri, Red Bull, and now Williams. The Thai British driver finished 19th ahead of his teammate in the driver's standings with 4 points. He reportedly earned $2 million this year. Number 15. British driver George Russell spent 3 years driving for Williams Racing before getting a massive upgrade to Mercedes, where he just completed his first year with the German team. He used to earn $1 million, but this year he reportedly raked in $5 million. This doesn't include the great bonus he probably earned for beating his teammate Lewis Hamilton. He ended up 4th in the driver's standings. Number 14. Esteban Ocon. Ocon has been in and out of Formula 1, and back in again after having just completed his third year with Alpine, formerly known as Renault. The Frenchman achieved his first and only win so far in the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2021, and ended up 8th in the driver standings this year with 92 points. He reportedly earned $5 million this year, and his contract runs through to the end of 2024. Number 13. F1's other French driver and Ocon's new teammate for 2023 is Pierre Gasly. Like Albon, Gasly started out at AlphaTauri, formerly known as Toro Rosso. He then went to Red Bull, then instead of being completely let go like Albon, they sent him back to AlphaTauri, where he placed 14th in the driver's standings this year. He reportedly earned $5 million this year and will be moving to Alpine next year. Number 12. Kevin Magnussen. The Danish driver got let go by Haas at the end of 2020 without a drive since then, but due to Nikita Mazepin being kicked out of Haas at the start of the 2022 season, he signed a multi-year deal to come back to Haas, where he placed 13th in the driver's standings with 25 points. He reportedly earned $6 million this year. Number 11. Mexican driver Sergio Perez. He has raced in Formula 1 for many years. Perez has been driving with Red Bull Racing for the past 2 years and will continue with them in 2023. He finished 3rd in the driver's standings with 305 points, and he reportedly earned $8 million this year. Now, before we get into the top 10, I recently realized that YouTube changed the color of the subscribe button. It's now the super bright eyesore of a white color, but don't worry, I figured out a way to fix it. If you click on it, it becomes way more easy on your eyes and actually enhances your YouTube experience. Number 10. Spanish driver Carlos Sainz. He just completed his first 2 years with Ferrari. This is the third team that he has driven for in his Formula 1 career, and he plans to keep it that way with his contract extended all the way to the end of 2024. Sainz finished 5th in the driver's standings with 246 points. He reportedly earns $10 million this year. Number 9. Canadian driver Lance Stroll. Lance's father owns the Aston Martin racing team. Stroll obviously drives for them, but the currently 24-year-old has got some experience with him, having started his rookie season with Williams all the way back in 2017. He finished 15th in the driver standings this year with 18 points and reportedly earned $10 million this year. He will continue to race with Aston Martin in 2023. Number 8, Valtteri Bottas. He spent years driving as Lewis Hamilton's teammate at Mercedes. This year, he partnered Zhou Guanyu at Alfa Romeo and will continue to race for them next year. The Finnish driver finished
Okay, I see what you did there.
10th in the driver standings with 49 points. Like Sainz and Stroll, Bottas also reportedly earned $20 million this year, although he likely bought in a little extra while selling some memorable calendars. Number 7, Charles Leclerc from Monaco. He's been with Ferrari now for a while, and during the start of the year, he looked like a solid title contender. He slowly fell back throughout the year and ended up winning the battle for second by 3 points in the driver's standings, with 308 points. Leclerc reportedly earned $12 million this year. Number 6, Daniel Ricciardo. He's an Australian driver who used to thrive at Red Bull before leaving them for Renault, and he eventually ended up at McLaren. His 2 years at McLaren weren't outstanding, and the team opted to break his contract early, which cost them $20 million, which I'm not even going to include in the stats of this year's earnings. Daniel finished 11th in the driver's standings with 37 points, a whopping 85 points less than his teammate, who I still need to cover. Not including his massive early contract break payout, he reportedly earned $15 million this year. Number 5, Sebastian Vettel. He's a 4-time world champion. The German driver scored those world titles back when he drove for Red Bull. He later joined Ferrari and then took a big pay cut moving down to Aston Martin, where he has been racing for the past 2 years. He finished 12th in the driver's standings with 37 points this year. This was his last year in Formula 1 as he has announced his retirement. Vettel reportedly earned $15 million this year. Number 4, McLaren's other driver is British driver Lando Norris. Lando is locked in with McLaren at a massive salary after performing well throughout his years there. He will remain with the team until at least 2025. Norris finished 7th in the driver's standings with 122 points. He reportedly earned $20 million this year. Before I go to the final 3, please leave a like on the video if you've made it this far. It really helps me feel very special. Number 3, Fernando Alonso, another Spanish driver. He is the oldest driver on the grid, currently 41 years old, and reportedly used to make a whopping $33 million when he drove at McLaren before taking a 2-year sabbatical. He's just completed 2 years with Alpine, where he finished 9th in the driver's standing with 81 points. Despite his age, he will remain driving in F1 for Aston Martin after signing a multi-year contract with them. Alonso took a pay cut and reportedly earned $20 million this year. Number 2, Dutch driver and current reigning 2-time world champion Max Verstappen. He has been with Red Bull for most of his F1 career. He started his career at age 17 and has dominated this season after scoring 454 points. That's 146 points ahead of second place driver Charles Leclerc. Verstappen reportedly earned $25 million this year. Number 1. Finally, we have 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. The British driver drives for Mercedes and their car has unfortunately been off the pace this year. Lewis Hamilton ended up finishing 6th in the driver's standings at 240 points, which is 35 points less than his teammate George Russell. Lewis used to earn even more than he did, but he has reported to earn $40 million this year. These figures are most likely not 100% accurate, but either way, although the road to F1 involves sacrificing your entire life, at least it seems to pay off really nicely. See you guys next time. Cheers.